Hi folks, this is Kenneth Price. This is my second video of the morning. That was a strong cup of coffee I had this morning. No, it's not about coffee, folks. It's about inspiration. When I get inspirations, I've got to document them for my YouTube channel. I'm the psychiatric shaman. Do you like my dream character? I made him up. The psychiatric shaman. You know why I made him up? Because I don't have credentials. I I've already been to school. I've already got a bachelor's in finance. I've already got a master's in architecture. And I said, I don't want to get credentials in psychology. I've been to enough school. No student loans. And the idea dawned on me. Well, make up your own credentials. Call yourself the psychiatric shaman. I don't need credentials. I've got qualifications. I start all of my videos the same way. Look, folks, I was 25 years caught in psychiatry, psych meds, benzodiazepines, trauma, addictions, drugs, alcohol. Folks, by the grace of God, I emerged from all that. I'm 54 years old, and you got to hear me say this. I can't say it enough. By the grace of God, I was delivered from all that. And once a person, emerges through those withdrawals, not only do I have qualifications, but I can't not be doing this ministry. I can't not be doing this ministry. Is it coming from ego? Is it coming from pride? Is it coming because I want to capitalize on my story? No. It's not coming because I want to capitalize on the story. It's coming from love, folks. You can't put a price tag on love. All right, all seriousness aside, what's the topic of this video? This is a good time to be alive, folks. This is a really good time to be alive. You know why? Because we can emerge from this now. The psychiatric madness now. I hope a lot of you are younger than I am, but if you're not, maybe some of you are even older than I am. But let me just kind of give you my story. I took my first psych med when I was, I don't know, I was maybe 21 or 22 years old. The year was 1989. And the global awakening was just barely beginning. And since there was no internet and so there was no YouTube, like all of you, I believed in the old paradigm hypothesis of chemical, take a deep breath, chemical imbalance. I truly believed it had to do with a chemical imbalance. Back in the late 80s, if you were having trouble in school, if you couldn't focus, if you were having depression and anxiety, it had to have been a chemical imbalance. And we've got just the thing for you. We've got pills. All right, we're not going to spend much time on that story, are we, folks? Please let's not spend too much time on that story, because all of us who meet here in this community, the withdrawal community, the quote-unquote medically injured community, I don't call it that. I call it the medically induced dark night of the soul community. I don't call it the medically injured community. All of us who find ourselves here fell into that. I'm going to use the word we fell into that. Now, why do I want to make this video this morning? Because I don't want to spend too much time on that story, because maybe 10 or 20 years ago, it would have taken a long time to emerge. A slow emerge, and I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to lie in bed and I'm going to wait for my brain to heal. No, it doesn't take that long anymore. It didn't for me. Things are accelerating, folks. We are living in 2022. This is the time of the Great Awakening. There's a narrative going around this community that this has to do with our brain chemistry alone. I'm getting to be more intuitive as I wake up more and more out of my own dream character, folks. Yeah, there is a component to the brain chemistry, but is it the brain chemistry alone? It's your choice to make whether or not you want to believe that. If you want to believe that, it can be brain chemistry alone, and it can take a very long time. But remember, I'm the psychiatric shaman. I come back and I rewrite the narratives. And the narratives that I write, I've noticed are procuring people popping out of their withdrawals very, very quickly, as a matter of fact. The new narrative, folks, is that we're living in a time of great awakening, that this time has been prophesized for forever and ever. Even goes back to the Bible, although I'm not a Bible person. It's not about the four horsemen gonna take all the righteous people up and let the sinners die. No, it's not about that. That's not what the prophets were saying. They were saying there will be a time of accelerated evolution for the human species, and there's going to be more light that's going to be hitting the planet during that time, which is now, by the way, and it's going to be exposing all of the shadows. They're not demons. They're not dark entities, not Satan with a horn coming up and going to say, "Ooh, I'm going to get you." No. It's a psychological shadow, and that's a good thing. It's the reason I am so thrilled to be a part of a community and to be able to start a ministry for people who have chosen to exit psychiatry and surrender their pharmaceuticals. And I'll tell you why. The pharmaceuticals keep us from waking up. That's what they do. Psychotropics and benzodiazepines are anti-wake up pills. I posted a video on Neo and the Matrix. Go back, and the front illustration of the video has Morpheus holding out two hands, the red pill and the blue pill. Folks, we are living in extraordinary times. You've got two choices right now during this time. You can call it a benzo withdrawal. You can say that you've been damaged, and you can say that COVID shouldn't be happening, and you can say that you can say all that. You can, and you can also invite a protracted withdrawal into your life. Okay. You can say we're living in a time of advanced acceleration. That now we are so fortunate to have the information to know that psych meds are not a long-term answer, and that we can participate in something that's never been done before. The reason you're all coming to me and saying, how long did it, you're saying, how long did it take you to heal? And how long did it take you to heal? How long did it take you to heal? And the reason I won't answer it is because you can heal so much faster than I did because of all this information that's coming out. This is the first ministry for people specifically tailor-made for the medically induced dark night of the soul community. All right. I just got to end on this one note. We had a Zoom call on Sunday 2 days ago. A woman called me, and she called me in the morning. I took this outreach call in the morning. Terrified. The anxiety was kindling. So, we spent, I just kept loving her. I just kept giving her the truth. I didn't buy into her stories. I just kept loving her and giving her the truth. She joined the Zoom call on Sunday, and I invite you to look at the archive. It was Zoom call number 13. And by the end of that Zoom call, folks, there was wisdom. There was profound, stamped at wisdom. Out of this woman came a miracle. I'm not here to heal your caterpillars. I'm here to host a community where I get to witness miracles. And a miracle came out of this woman. We were dialoguing back and forth. That's why I archive these, because I want all of these to be documented. And, because everyone was asking questions, all sorts of questions, very valuable questions. None of them could be answered until this woman came up with the question. She asked, I guess it all comes down to who am I? And all of a sudden, it was almost as like the clouds parted. We could see the sun, and I heard in the back of my mind, I heard bullseye. She said it. It came from her. It didn't come from me. I've been posting, this is probably video number 52 by now, and all the videos have been, guided by one single slogan. You're not damaged because Now, this time I didn't have to go any further because this woman stepped in and she answered the because. She asked the one question: who am I? That question can be answered. And that question is going to deliver the emergence from this medically induced dark night of the soul. It was brought up in this Zoom call. You know, it was a beautiful exchange, and I highly invite you to go back to the archive, where one of the members then stepped in. Sweet guy, I love all you guys. He said, "We're going to get you out of this, sweetie." And I said, "No, we're not going to get you out of this." I said, "You're going to yield to this." Watch my language here, folks. I'm not asking you to surrender to this. Language is so important. If I ask you to surrender, then your conditioned mind is gonna immediately say surrender is the opposite of victory. Very, very important. We don't surrender to this because that would make us victorious over this. Again, it's very delicate how we approach this. We're going to yield to this. This is the first time anybody's tried to create a metaphysical ministry for the medically induced dark night of the soul community. And I'm privileged and I'm honored to be that chosen. There's no ego coming from this. I've exposed my story all over Facebook. Here are all the mistakes I've made in 50 years. And that exposure is inviting others to relinquish their shame and guilt. What's going to keep us caught is if we go back into the old caterpillar mind of shame and guilt. In the Great Awakening, folks, it's beyond the caterpillar. People are waking up in droves all over the world. It's an amazing time in history to be alive. And in order to participate in this, pharmaceuticals cannot be a part of the Great Awakening, folks. They simply can't. So a lot of what you're going through may seem to be organic, and we can easily blame it on the pills. And if we want to blame it on the pills alone, we can call ourselves medically injured. Okay? You have authorship over how you perceive this. We have the authorship to change the narrative. I'm giving you permission to change the narrative right now. From it has to do with the pills and I need to heal, or I get to participate in the global awakening ascension, and there's an opportunity now to this is an opportunity. I think you get where I'm going with this. Okay, the counter says a little bit over 13 minutes. I try to keep these videos rather short. You know how they go. Leave your comments below. Tell me what's ringing true for you. Do not be afraid to reach out. My Facebook link is down below. That's how I do all my correspondence, FaceTime. I don't like talking on the phone because the initial time we connect, this beautiful technology. Do you see where I'm going with this? This technology wasn't available 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, we needed to call ourselves medically injured. Now, with a global great awakening, we have access to free technology, which lets us FaceTime back and forth. We don't even have to leave our homes. I don't even have to leave this, my basement room. I get to do this, 24/7. That's the global awakening. Of course, you know my slogan, you've not been damaged because. It's already answered by that woman who figured it out. And the Zoom call. Go back and scour through the Zoom calls. I've archived 13 of them, but watch and notice how others are emerging, supporting one another. The reason I say global awakening ascension is you're looking for a precedent. Has it ever been done before? Has it ever been done before? Has it ever been done before? You're doing it now. This ministry is the first of its kind. And we've got to be trailblazers here, okay? You're all looking for, a precedent. How long did it take you? How long did it take you? How long did it take you? Stop doing that, okay? Stop going back and looking for a president to predict your future. If you do that, you're going to go back into the past to look for a future. But where are you when all that's happening? Where are you right now when you're going back and trying to find, Fred's timeline, Sally's timeline, Linda's timeline to predict your timeline? Where are you while you're going back and forth? Healing does not happen on the timeline. Healing does not happen in someone else's past for your imaginary future. That's not healing. Healing's a word that's also old paradigm that I'm going to replace with emergence. Remember what I told that woman who was in the cocoon? The man suggested, we're going to get you out of this. And I said, no. You're going to yield to this. That's what my emergence looked like, folks. And remember my story. It's 25 years on psych meds, benzodiazepines, drugged alcohol, and mental illness. A miracle is not so far-fetched. There are miracles in every present moment if we can stay consciously aware to notice the present moment. Okay? Without fear, we are in the moment. How does that sound for you? Okay. That's Kenneth Price, your psychiatric shaman on. It's going to be 17 minutes, my second video on Tuesday morning. I love you all, okay? God bless. Thank you for letting me. Thank you for letting me extend myself in this ministry. Remember, I'm not doing this ministry because I'm some good person. I'm doing this ministry because this is what my emergence looks like. And remember, you're not going to emerge from yours to go back. You're going to emerge from yours to extend. Do you guys want out of this? Do you guys want through this? Do you guys want to yield to this? It has to do with extension. It has to do, I'm a Course in Miracles student. I'm teaching what I need to learn. Okay? That's what your emergence is going to look like. You're going to start, that's why I have a support, I call it support. I want others to capture this formula. We support one another. When you support somebody, then you're gonna extend, emerge faster. Okay, that's my message. I don't want to go longer than 18 minutes on a Tuesday morning. I love you all. God bless. Bye.